Hello Sunshine, this is Joy from Michigan in the US, and today I'm going to do a flip cup for you on this old canvas that I dipped. It turned out okay. This section here I really don't like. I could paint something over it and kind of cover that up and work with it, but I think I would just rather start fresh. So sometimes when your canvas is dry, they might feel a little bit flimsy in the middle, like they move too much. So if you spray the back of it with some water and then let it dry, it should sound like a drum. It's a little more taut, which is what I want. So I did that with this one just to make sure. My last one that I did was a little bit loose, and I didn't notice it till it was being put away to dry. So we're going to do a flip cup in cool colors because it is very cold. We've had a polar vortex come through. It's very chilly. We had a big storm yesterday. The kids had a snow day. So I'm using blues, a little bit of green, some silver, some white. This is phthalo blue. And because I'm doing a flip cup, I don't worry as much about how I layer my colors because they're all going to end up mixed together anyways. Turquoise green. And I have silver, but I'm using this Liquitex Basics, and I bought this big jug, and Liquitex is generally a good brand, but this particular one, I don't know if I had a bad batch or what, but it's been very clumpy. So I'm going to switch back eventually to Deco Art, but I'm too cheap to throw out this paint, so I'm using up the rest of that, and then I'll switch to the Deco Art just because it works really well. But what I had to do was put it in a cup, stir it a bunch, make sure there are no clumps in it, and if there were clumps, take them out, which I have a whole huge pile of clumps, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. Hopefully it will still work. Look, there's another clump. I don't know if I can get that out. I can see it. I'm just gonna pour it right out onto my table. Okay, I think I got it. So yeah, I've just not had good luck with this silver. All right. And then my turquoise blue, I put into a cup and added silicone to it. This is probably my favorite blue. I really like this color. It's actually not turquoise blue, I'm sorry. It's called lake blue. It is the turquoise color. And then we'll do the cerulean blue plus white, which is just my own custom light blue. Okay. This is white plus silicone. Fair amount of that. I may do some swiping with this as well. And let's put in some cerulean blue. And then just for the fun of it, some lime green, which if you guys have watched very many of my recent videos, you know this is one of my favorite greens. And then I have this, I think this is a metallic blue, and I don't know if it has silicone in it or not. It was mixed up for another technique, which doesn't usually use silicone, but I know I added some at one point. I don't remember if it was to this color or another one. So I'm just gonna dump that whole thing in there. I'll call that good. My little container there. And then let's go back to the lake blue. And I'm really just gonna put the whole thing in there. And I did mix my silicone into my paints really well, so that hopefully I get smaller cells instead of big chunky ones. So add a little more silver, a little more lime green, because I should have added that sooner towards the bottom of the cup, but I didn't. And then our white plus silicone to top it. All right, that is a very full flip cup. This is an 11 by 14 canvas. I think we've got more than enough paint. So I'm gonna do the same thing that I did my last flip cup and put the canvas on it and then flip the whole canvas rather than trying to flip the cup and then making a mess. So maybe I'll do a flip and lip, run the edge of the cup through it and see what we get. I almost feel like I should have, let's do it down here and then I can pull it one way. All right, here goes nothing. I can see the silicone, Just gonna run our lip through that a couple times. Trying to decide if I run it through one more time. I think I will. Just to kind of give it a different look. Look at the inside of my cup. Can you guys see that? It's so, I can't get enough light in there for you guys to see, but it's very pretty. Okay. Just gonna let that sit. Let it develop for a minute. You know, I did not bring out my heat torch, but I do have my embossing gun, so we'll use that. Oh, but it's not plugged in. Or it is plugged in, but it's not working. All right, guys, give me just a minute. I'll be right back with you. Okay, that was an easy solution. The cord came a little unplugged from the wall. All right, I feel like we have so much paint. I'm sure we'll have extra drips on the table here, but that's okay. So with silicone, I typically do not prefer to stretch it too far. Your cells can go a little bit odd shaped when you're stretching, but this has obviously got to be stretched enough to cover our canvas. So I hope some more of that phthalo blue shows up because it sure is pretty. I feel like this, I have had this problem more than once with blues where they just all tend to kind of turn into one blue color and they don't hold their separate colors well, which I probably could use thicker paints. But I have a plan, so if it doesn't do what I want it to, I've got a, well, next we'll try, so. All right, bringing the paint back towards the center. Trying to get all my corners covered. You could always add any color, whatever color you prefer from the colors you used to fill in any negative space that you want if you don't want to stretch your painting any further. But I'm okay with stretching it. And then we'll hit it with some heat and see if we can't bring out any more cells. I didn't put a ton of silicone in because I feel like sometimes when I use my silicone, the cells get overwhelming. There's just too many of them. So I only did 1 drop in my cup of white, which there was a lot of paint in my white cup, and then I did 1 drop in my teal, which was not a lot of paint. It was actually a little more silicone than I would typically use in that lake blue. I almost feel like I need a ring pour over this. Do like a combo painting. I'm just trying to make sure my edges are covered, guys. I just use the drips from the table. This edge over here is really cool looking. See if I can get a little more. Because we've got red under there, we really don't want the other color to show through. We want to make sure everything is well covered. The corners are always, of course, the most difficult to get covered. It's almost like they don't want to hold on to paint. Excuse me. Okay. Our edges are covered, our corners are covered, my hands are covered. So I hope you all are doing well. I do these videos, number one, as a way to force myself to get into my art room because it is very therapeutic for me. It does wonders for my mindset facing the next week, especially I do a lot of my painting on the weekend. But I started the YouTube channel to force me to get into the art room, but also to hopefully inspire you guys to try to create something of your own. All right, so I don't mind this, but I think we can do some more. So I am going to grab, my table has not been overused, but it's kind of a mess. Okay, and I just dipped my sweatshirt in my paint. I'm so glad that my viewers are patient with me because I tell you, some of my videos are kind of crazy. This is one of them. All right, so I'm going to take, I have a laminating sheet sealed on itself. They have a nice weight to them and they're durable. I'm going to dip that in my white with my silicone, and then I'm just going to start swiping. See what we get. See if I like what we get better. I'm going to continue this out this way so we don't have such a thick white line there. Here's my little one. Got my little helper here. So this is the part that can get kind of tedious, but also it can be a lot of fun, because you just play until you have something that you really like. Is it feeling cold? Does this feel like a cold painting yet? I hope so. That was the goal. Let's see. See if we can bring up some, I don't know that you can see my whole canvas. I've got to reset my tripod because I feel like it's not tall enough, but I haven't got around to that yet, so I apologize. All right, let's try from here. And I'm cleaning off my tool every time. You don't want to use a dirty swiping tool. It will muddy your colors. All right. All of those cells had gone wonky, so I'm just hopefully adding some less wonky cells. Okay. Pardon me while I clean my tool. If you are one of my subscribers, thank you guys so much. I hit 200 this week. That was super exciting. I am trying to reach quite a high goal by my 1-year anniversary, which I did look that up, and that is on April 5th will be my 1-year anniversary on YouTube. So hopefully I hit my goal. But if not, I'm out here painting and having a wonderful time, and so grateful for each of you. So if you've not hit the subscribe button, if y'all would do that and help me reach my goal, that would be awesome. I'm kind of liking this, guys. Okay, I'm gonna hit this with heat again where I swiped with white. All right, so when I'm bringing the embossing gun down towards the white sections, I'm trying to bring up some more cells. You have to be really, really careful, and I know you guys are not gonna be able to see this on the camera, but I can see my paint is starting to fracture because it's overheated over here too where I did that. So if that look doesn't bother you, you can just leave it. If it bothers you, you can go over it again. I'm just gonna put a tiniest bit of white on here. You can go over that fracturized paint again. And generally I find that that'll take care of the messy look. I really don't mind it in here. So I think I'm just gonna leave that. I am going to, let's see, I think this through. I just didn't like the grouping of cells there. So you can always go through and just tweak it until you're happy with how it looks. Don't live with a painting that you don't love. All right, I do feel like we need a little more white down here, so I'm just going to, there we go. All right, I think I'm just about done. I'm not quite. but I'm almost done. This section here is so blah that I think it needs a little something. Really like the cells up here that are there naturally, that I don't have to add a swipe to get to. So I'm intentionally dipping this a little bit in the blue so I get more than just white there. And let's do that from here. See what that does. All right, I think that's it, guys. Let me know what you think. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And yeah, stay healthy. Go create something, have some fun in your art space, whether that's your dining room table or a little nook in your kitchen or an unheated room like I have here in Michigan. I run my little heater and my feet are chilly, but it works. It works. So thanks you guys so much. I'll give you a close-up and I'll give you some pictures at the end of this, and I will see you on the next one.